Right, so what we've done so far is to edit video clips in duration, and that's all. We've cut off a bit of the beginning, a bit of the end, and we've seen how you can take a virtual copy to effectively split one video into two so that you can cut chunks out of it in the middle. What we haven't looked at so far is how you actually edit the content in terms of its tonal quality, its colour and so on, like you would a normal photograph. So let's try doing that. Let's pick a video, I've got one highlighted here, and go up to the develop module, and let's see what we can do with the develop module with video. And it turns out to be not very much. This can put people off and make them think that Lightroom can't actually do an ordinary edit of video other than just time-wise. But it's not in fact the case. If you go to the library module, there is a way around this. There are two ways of editing in Lightroom. One of them is to set the various parameters that you're editing to absolute values, which is what you do in the develop module. You're telling it to set the exposure to +1 EV, or set the temperature to 5000 degrees Kelvin, or those kind of things. They're absolute values that you're setting. But in the library module, you have access to a bit of editing which is actually relative, not to absolute values, and this is called Quick Develop. And if you look over here, there's the Quick Develop tab, and I'll just twirl that open. And this gives you access to some fairly basic controls. They are just basic, I'm afraid. For example, in white balance here, you don't have the eyedropper tool, which is probably one of the first things you'd go for. But you do have these little buttons which enable you to increase in small amounts, increase in larger amounts, the color temperature, the tint. So all you need to do is just select your video and then just press these buttons here to find out what it's going to do. And it's all non-destructive, so just open it and play away. Well, let's do it. Let's go and do that now. Let's open this up. So here we have quite a dark, moody kind of image. We can see it's just a drummer drumming in a dark room there. So it's probably okay as it is, really, but I'm just using this as an example. I'm not necessarily saying I would adjust this one, but if we wanted to, it seems like a good one to try. We can change the colour temperature. Just having got this on screen now, let's just click this and see what it does. Let's be extreme and use these outside buttons. So that's making it much warmer. That way's making it colder. Colder still. Depends how you want it to be. Or we could just up it a little bit with this one. So you just click those buttons until it looks right. And I do stress here that you do need a properly calibrated monitor, because if your monitor wasn't calibrated perfectly well and you were just looking at a photograph, then for white balance you would use the white balance eyedropper tool, and you would pick something on the screen that you knew was a neutral grey and click on that, and that would pretty much sort it out for you. And even if your monitor was wildly out, you would still end up with a picture that looked all right when you sent it to an agency or to a printer or something. But here you can't tell, because you're just looking at this and saying, well, does that look about right? There isn't a readout of the red, green and blue. See, if I put my cursor over this drum, which I know should be white, I don't see any numbers under here. It's not quite like doing a photograph. So the things that you get used to in doing photos, you begin to notice there's a few problems with it when you go to video. You don't have the same degree of control, but at least you've got something. You can change the white balance, the exposure here, and the contrast in the usual way. And although you don't have highlights and shadows, which is a shame, you do still have whites and blacks. So you can fiddle around with this, and clarity would have been nice to have, but these are greyed out for some reason because they're not supported in video. But you do get something. I can increase the vibrance as well if I want. And then that's done. That's all there is to it. So try it out on a few videos and see what you think. And the next stage of our final tutorial on this now is the question now of just getting it all together. We need to be able to look at all the clips we generated, rearrange them, and then string them all together. And that's what we're going to do next. Now the fun really begins, because we've got to the point where we've got our individual video clips, we've got the right duration for each clip, and we've, if necessary, done some tonal corrections to them. And I've done this already here in order to save some time, and I have got 3 videos here, and I've already topped and tailed them. So this one's only 7 seconds long, this one here is only 5 seconds, and this one here is 4, and there's another one down here, another 4 seconds. So what I want to do now is to take these and string them together. But just by way of demonstration, I also want to be able to combine a photograph with them, and I haven't mentioned the combination of photos and video so far, but you can do that. So we'll just look at the videos first, and then I'll go and grab a picture of the same aspect ratio, by the way, which is 16:9. So if you do want to combine photographs, you'll need to crop them 16:9, and then you'll get you can produce them as a sort of seamless slideshow, which will all end up as a video. So let's first of all recognize that we're at the moment over here in a smart collection. Smart collections, you can't reorder stuff in here. If you look down here and I look at this bit here, it says capture time, added order, you know, I can show them, but I can't do a custom order. And I'm going to need to be able to put these clips in a different order, so we've got to somehow not be working in a smart collection. So let's just grab the videos that we're interested in, and later on the photo, and let's put those in a different collection, a standard collection. And probably the easiest one to use is just the quick collection, which is just a temporary storage area. So to put stuff in the quick collection, you'll see at the moment on the top of my screen here, I've got quick collection marked there with a 0, which means there are no photos or videos in the quick collection at the moment. And if you look down here, you'll see that amongst my many collections, there's one called Birds with a plus sign next to it with 353 photos in it. Now, that plus sign means that is the target collection, which is a very useful concept because it enables you to put things in a collection with just the shortcut key, that's B for Bravo. So if I were to just select any image or video now and then tap the B key, it would send it to the Birds collection, which isn't really what I want. So I'm going to go back up here to the quick collection, right click and say set as target collection, and a little plus sign appears next to that, and it's still got nothing in it. But now if I go to my videos, like I select this one, if I now tap the B key, it will say add to quick collection, and you'll see now on my quick collection I've got, now it says 1 instead of 0. Let's do that for the next one. Select that, hit B key, and let's have that one, hit B. That's 3. Was there another one? I think that was it. No, was it him? I think that one, add to quick collection. Right, so now I've got 4 things in my quick collection. Let's review them. So I click here. There they are. So there's my 4 images. These are 4 videos, but I want to put a photograph in here as well. So let's just go back to all photographs a minute so I can see them. Let's have this one highlighted still. Go back to all photos. And somewhere on here, I'm hoping that I had highlighted another picture that I wanted to put on. Whoa, I'm going far too far back. Of course, you can always pick a picture or just give it a star rating or something, but I hadn't done that. So I'm just going to find it by eyeballing it. We're nearly there because I remembered stepping through this before. So there's one of my other pictures. Now, coming up is, there it is. Now I'd highlighted it in green, didn't actually in the end make it that much easier to find. But I want this one to be a still photograph, and I want to stick that in with my video as well. So let's grab that. So I hit the B key, and now in my quick collection you'll see I've got 5 things, one of which is photo. I just happen to have marked this green so I could find it more easily. As it turned out, that wasn't a great idea. Videos up here marked in purple. It's just to make it a bit easier for you to see on the screen at the bottom here when we start selecting different things. You see, we can see which is video and which is our photograph. What we want to do now is to be able to reorganize these. So I've got rid of all the clutter by putting all these, only the stuff I'm working on, in a quick collection. I'm now ready to go on, and that collection will be available from the next module, which is the slideshow. So I'm going to go to the slideshow now, and you'll see that the film strip is still there, which is why we use this. So now we can go in and select any of these. In fact, actually what we want to do is select them all, but before we do, I want to make sure that the order is correct. So let's say we want to initially shove this image here in the middle. All I need to do is just click it and drag it. So now I've got a nighttime image, daytime image there, nighttime image, daytime, and this guy playing a plastic chicken and a half guitar at the end. Right, so let's just say that's the order we want to put it in. As you can see, you can just grab a clip and just click and drag it into whatever order you like. So then all we need to do is to select the first one, hold down Shift, and select the last one, so that all 5 are now selected. It still thinks they're photos. It says 5 photos, 5 selected. It just means, in this case, it means 4 videos and a photo. Right, so we've now put them in the right order. All we need to do is turn this into a video. Now with the slideshow module, as it used to be in Lightroom, it used to make a slideshow that you would just see on screen, or it would export a PDF, which I always thought was a rather bizarre output to make. But now, thankfully, and this is Lightroom 5, and obviously all subsequent versions of Lightroom will do this, it now exports a video. So let's click that, because that's what we want to be doing. And up pops the title. Let's say Final Demo MP4 YouTube video, blah blah blah. Video preset 1080p. That's what you want. This is what you would need for YouTube or something if you were uploading it. So I'm just going to export it now, and we see it starting to happen over here, and it's reasonably quick because in this instance we've only got 5 seconds of video here, 4 seconds of video there. Now I didn't show you, how long is the photo going to be lasting for? Well, over here on this side I've got fade set to 0 and slide set to 4 seconds on this panel, on the playback panel here on the slideshow. So that means when the photo shows up, it'll just be displayed for 4 seconds. The videos, it doesn't take any notice of this setting for videos, so that just means that videos will just follow straight on immediately after one stops, the next one will start. There won't be a sort of fade or any other kind of effect added to it. If you want special effects, fading in and out video, you need something more sophisticated than Lightroom can give you. This is just going to stack a load of videos next to each other, and it's designed to fade photos in and out, but that won't work when you're doing it with a combination of video like this. You'll see what you get. The other thing to talk about in here while it's working away up there making this video is this section here, this playback. I've ticked audio. That means that the audio from the video will be audible, but we can add some music to it, and if you do, then you've got this little slider which will say, well, I want to have a mixture of audio from the video itself, you know, musicians, street musicians playing whatever it was, plus any music that I add to it afterwards, and I can do a balance. So I can just say I just only want to put the strange music that I'm providing and not have any audio at all from my video, so that way you don't get these sudden jumps in sound. The thing that you can't really do very easily in Lightroom is to sort of synchronize music with video. You need something more sophisticated than that, and it won't even automatically enable you to arrange the length of the transitions to match the length of a piece of music, so you can't do that either. You've got a bit of guesswork there. But so I'm not doing that anyway. I've left that slider like that, so I've just said video. So that means that any sound that comes from this slide we'll hear it there. It'll all go silent at this point because that's just a photograph, and then the sound will pick up again here and here. So it's done it. Now do bear in mind though, if you're going to do a long video of maybe half an hour or something, you've strung a lot of stuff together, it could take quite some time. Sometimes it's not unusual for people to use computers, in quite good ones, that still take hours to render a video, and it's quite common for people to just render it overnight and you just come back the next day and then pick it up. So let's see what we've got. All we need to do now is stop this video and then, well, let's play something. We'll come out of here. I need to go. This is done now, isn't it? That's it. All I need to do now is to prove to you that the slideshow module really did export what I was expecting it to. So I'm just going to go down and have a look at my files where I saved them, and I saved them here as final demo MP4. So if I double click this, you can see it's only 70 megabytes, not massive, but a half-hour video is going to be quite big. Let's click this and see what we get. We should get that new sequence with 4 videos with a still in between. So let's have a look. Here it is. Here's the players come up. I've just positioned that on screen. Right, here we go. Let's play it. So about 4 seconds of this one, then 4 seconds of another one. Then it should split to, now the audio's gone and now we've just got a still for 4 seconds, another 4 or so seconds of this, and finishing off with this chap who's got the best shoes in Jerusalem. Right, that's it. Nothing more to say. I hope you found this useful, and do get back to me on the Facebook group for Lightroom and let me know your comments, and if there's anything else you want me to explain, just let me know and I'll get straight onto it.